Hello, today I'm going to do the latest demo of our commercetools assistant. For this case, I actually deploy a standard store within commercetools, and this is our demo store. And as you can see, I don't have any categories here. Okay, so I'm going to go directly to ChatGPT console, and I'm going to start a new conversation with the commercetools assistant. If I actually go and take the URL of the website, I can ask for review the site. Okay, and basically it's going to search the web, connect to the website, and understand what the website is about. It's saying that it's about sofas and pillows and so on. So that's correct. Okay, I'm going to ask now, suggest categories. So that is basically, it's going to come up with a list of categories that make sense for that website. In this case, living room, bedroom, and so on. All of that looks good to me. Now, the big difference is that I'm going to be able to actually connect this to commercetools directly. If I go to the merchant center, for example, I can see that there are no categories. I can go back to my assistant and say, looks good, please create. So now what's going to happen is going to understand that request. It's going to get the list of the categories and subcategories, and it's going to put together a call to our API. And that is why it's so easy to connect with commercetools, thanks to all of the APIs and the services that we offer. And it's going to start doing the calls in order to automatically produce those. Because the first time that I execute it, it's going to ask me for permissions to be able to actually write operations. And now, as we can see, starting the execution. Hopefully it's going to go well. Meanwhile, I can go back to the website and review that there are none, and here is still the same. Okay, now it has successfully created the categories and it's giving me the list of the IDs of the categories. Okay, all of those are version 1 is the first one. If I go back to Merchant Center, it's actually true. Now all of these categories are now in place on my website, and this might take a second, but if I refresh, there you go. So the system was able to come with some ideas, define a number of categories that make sense, execute a connection to our API, and create. So I can keep asking things. For example, how many do I have? And even if I do a typo, it still works well. Okay, 7 categories. It's once again, I can go into the details and see the query that it's writing. And I can see that it's doing a GraphQL query and it's providing a number of inputs and so on. I have not directly write any code in order to express or explain how to do this type of queries. I'm providing information, and I created a middle layer that does some of the communication, but the system is able to put together by itself. So for example, I can say, I don't know, for, let's say, outdoor. Be creative. Please suggest a product for this category. Okay. In this case, I'm asking the system to come with a new idea of a product that might be interesting for that specific category. And now it's creating a description, features, specifications, a price, and so on. So all of this is standard in GPT. But now I can say, good, please sign it to that. Okay, once again, now I'm starting a direct communication between my assistant and all of the information I came up with and my commercetools product. And this might take a while because it's not only creating a product, is also assigning that to a specific category, is defining a price, and so on. So, okay, interesting enough, it tried to do it, it failed because there is an issue with the product ID, because it's unable to find a product type that has those attributes. So what it is doing next is trying to find the best product type for those attributes. It has decided that it's going to do it with demo, which is one of the product types that I have. Okay, it's creating and adjusting the attributes, which is very impressive. And it's generating a new GraphQL code. All of this is done without any interaction. It's good. Right now I'm on the development mode, so I can see the GraphQL, but end users won't be able to see it. Executed, there is a new error on the type, adjust the query, and it's executing it again. And this is something very impressive as well. It kind of learns on its own. Basically, creates a plan, puts the query, executes it, and goes and does it again. The good thing is, for every time that it fails and actually end up coming up with one that works, I'm able to store that information and save it on a specific database. So next time that it's trying to do a similar operation, it's going to have a reference on a query or an endpoint call that actually works. So in a way, the more that we use it, the better it's going to get. And I'm trying to reduce the human interaction in order to do that. So let's see, it came with a new one. Now it's find out the size is required as an attribute, which probably wasn't the case before. Okay, it's modifying the product type. Once again, it's adding that attribute size, and it's creating a new product, and now it should specify size as one of the attributes. Okay, yes, size large. Okay, perfect. Hopefully now it's going to be the final one. It's taking a bit longer than I would like to, but it's a good example to get a sense of what is happening. Okay, finally, excellent. The product has been successfully created. So now we have basically created a new product. I can also ask to create pictures for the newly generated product as well. So instead of uploading mine, I can actually have a first version of it generated by the AI. I can upload those, or I can upload mine and customize it. So, okay, perfect. That is the sofa set. And I can keep asking questions to my assistant. For example, who is my best customer? In this case, of course, I'm not defining what the best customer is. So it's going to make an assumption of probably the number of orders placed. Okay. It's creating a query. It's basically defining the total price for the orders. And it's finding out the best customer is myself, Luciano, who has spent $180 on the history. Okay, excellent. For example, now let's say that I want to thank this customer. I will say draft thank you mail to the customer and promote one of the products. So as expected, it's going to basically write an email with great information, and it's promoting one of the products. It's saying what are the features, and it's actually offering a thank you 10% discount as well. So I can also request the assistant just basically to send that email. In that way, I'm doing a personalized interaction with few lines of request. I can go ahead and say create a VIP customer group, which is something that I believe I don't have today. Okay, so it's saying that the customer group is being created. Of course, everything is actually happening. I can go to customers, customer group list. Okay, and I have VIP customers, and I can go back and do something like assign Luciano to that group. So I'm gonna make that customer, who is my best customer, part of our VIP customer group. In this case, once again, I'm just saying Luciano. I'm not even putting the full name or the email. The system is probably doing a first query to assign the customer group. Okay, Luciano Giovanni has been, and again, now it's getting the last name, has been successfully assigned to the VIP customer group. Okay, and I can create discount codes. I can keep going with those type of information. But something different I can do, which is also very interesting, is, for example, show me the prices of my products. Okay, that is an easy query to the system, and it's getting all the products and it's coming up with the prices. Cool, but I can do something like so now basically I can request external search. So it's going to the web, it's going to different websites, it's getting the other brands, the price that they are selling from, my pricing, and the difference. So in this case, I'm at 10% cheaper or more expensive, and so on. And it's giving me the list of websites where it got that information. So for example, I can see that modern sofa in my case is $499, and the market price $550. So for example, I'm too cheap. I can say increase the price for 10%. I've never tried this one before. Let's see if it actually works. Okay, it put together a query. It has identified that there is an issue with the way that it's identifying the price. So now it's modifying the query and trying again. This is what I mentioned before. It's trying to learn on the fly and trying to apply adjustments. Once again, it's doing the same thing. I believe that the problem is on how it's defining the price. And of course, this can get better and better. We can add the database, we can store the proper queries, and keep training the model as well. So, okay. Hopefully we end in a good note and the entire demo works. Okay. Now it's having an issue with the cent amount and the way that we define cents in the pricing. I believe that is not going to work either. Okay, I'm going to stop this one. It's taking too long. I will probably need to train the model a bit more on modifying the prices. But maybe what I can do is create a 10% discount or product discount for most of. Let's see if we can get it done in that way. Okay, that went really well. So I can see that there is a 10% discount being created with that ID. So I can play with those things. I can do card discount. I can do product discounts. I can change prices, and one last example. For example, okay, that is going to do a basic query and bring all the information that is there in the system for that particular item. The ID, the version number, the name, the description, and so on. So I could say good translate to Spanish. Okay, so far moderno and so on. So now it's a translation. I can actually save that. I can do the same with the price. I can do it for one product. I can do it for my entire catalog. So hopefully you have seen that I'm able to interact a lot with my project. I can make changes. I can get information. One last one, which I thought was like a really cool example. Show me the prices of my products. I'm gonna do it with prices. Okay, so I get the list with all of the prices. And now I can ask for a graph. So let's say that we need to provide some information to marketing or similar. Of course, this functionality is by default provided by GPT, but what we're doing here is we're combining all of our APIs and all of information in our catalogs and so on with the power of the AI. So in this case, it's actually doing a real call, getting the data, providing that data in certain format, and the AI is taking it and processing as well. So I have a beautiful graph with all the information and so on. Okay, that is the demo. Many of the things I have not even tried before. As you can see, I have like a real-time conversation. I can get a lot done, even though without writing any line of code. And the idea is that this gets better and better. In my testing with my latest version, probably 80% of the requests get done automatically. So as always, very impressive and very interesting, always moving field of research. Thank you.